Mother's Day sucks for some of us. That's what I'm titling this video. Mother's Day sucks for some of us. Mother's Day is approaching this weekend. Mother's Day always falls on a Sunday. And you see the commercials showing mothers smiling and full of joy and happiness, surrounded by their sons and their daughters. And the children are overjoyed, and they have all of these beautiful flowers and roses and cards and gifts for their mother. And they're celebrating their mother, and the mother, sometimes she's so emotional that she's brought to tears. We see it every year. Mother's Day is one of the biggest celebrations of the year. I think it's almost second to Christmas in the United States of America. But outside of the United States of America, Mother's Day is a big celebration. But I noticed that society will celebrate mothers on a grand scale. And they tend to highlight mothers in a very loving, kind, motherly fashion. But just like advertisement and commercials and marketing, they may highlight the good part, but they always leave out the bad part. The truth is, all mothers are not good mothers. And Mother's Day can be a very painful memory for many children around the world. Children who are actually children, who are under the age of 18 years of age. But even for adults, many adults have suffered mistreatment from their very own biological mothers. And they have childhoods that have been very traumatic for them due to their chaotic experiences with their mothers. And they remember these real life experiences as they mature and become adults. Many adults live with the painful memory and the painful experiences of having a mother who was not loving and kind to her own children. And their mothers are still living. Some of their mothers have passed on. But Mother's Day is always celebrated to a degree where you can't really ignore it. It's everywhere. Everybody celebrates Mother's Day, or so it seems. And I know that people will say, "What are you doing for Mother's Day?" Or they'll ask, "What did you get your mother?" And they'll ask these questions, and these questions can be heartbreaking. They can even be traumatizing for a lot of adults because they do not have good experiences with their biological mothers, and they really didn't have plans to celebrate Mother's Day. And some people will frown upon a person who does not have a good experience with their mother, almost as if they blame the child for not having a good relationship with their mother. So a lot of the children or the adults who have very bad experiences from childhood, even into adulthood with their mother, many times they stay silent. They don't really discuss their relationships with their mothers, because most people will not understand what it's like to have a mother who is not really a good mother. And they don't want to be criticized. But I want to do this video for all of the children and all of the adult children who know what it's like to not have a mother in their life. You've been a good child. All you wanted was love from your mother, but your mother was not emotionally available for you. She was angry all the time. She may have been volatile. She was jealous of you, envious of you. She betrayed you. She didn't protect you. She spoke mean things to you and about you. She may have cursed you out. She didn't believe you, and she did not believe in you. And this hurts. And your pain and your sorrow needs to be expressed. You need to grieve. You need to be acknowledged. Some of these mothers were not responsible, and they took out their anger on their children for whatever reason. The child was innocent. The mother chose to have an unhealthy relationship with her biological child or children. And a child does not know the history of a mother. The boy child, the girl child does not know or even understand what their mother went through, because their mother came into this life before they did. And I know some very dramatic and unfair things have happened to these mothers. And we don't know why she became a mother. Maybe some of these women were physically, sexually attacked by a man, and she became pregnant, unfortunately. That is terrible. That is traumatizing. But she chose to still have her child and bring her child in this world. But she did not know how to love her child, because the painful experience that she endured to become impregnated by that child has devastated her thoughts and her behaviors, to where now the only way that she can escape her pain is by lashing out on the child, her innocent child. The mother never took time to heal. Some mothers were with men who they were really in love with, and the man broke their heart into pieces. Maybe the man was physically abusive, verbally abusive, mentally abusive, emotionally abusive. Maybe he abandoned her. Maybe once he learned that she was pregnant with his child, he did not claim the child. Maybe he stayed around for some time and saw the child grow up, and then he began to mistreat the mother and the children. And the mother was never able to get over that pain. And so she transferred her pain to her child or her children. And now they suffer relentlessly because the mother took the pain from her experience with the man that she had children with. She took it out on her child and her children. There's absolutely no excuse for a mother to mistreat her children. But the past cannot be changed. So how can this child get through all of this miserable, painful memory and ongoing unhealthy, toxic interactions with their biological mother? How do they get through this? How do they overcome it? And then Mother's Day, it starts approaching, and they begin to feel upset and burdened because they have to constantly be reminded of their experiences with their mother, which negatively altered their life. Well, I want you to know, to all the children who do not have good mothers, if you have breath in your lungs and you are a living soul, even though you have come from your mother, you are not your mother. And although life has been difficult, and even more difficult because of your mother not being there for you, not supporting you, not being kind with you, not being patient with you, not listening to you, always judging you and being critical of you. Look at your mother and everything that she has done that has hurt you. You do the opposite for yourself. And for every other person who you encounter. Because every one of those people that you encounter has a mother. And we don't know what their life story is. But if someone can reverse the pain, and if someone can choose to be caring and to be optimistic and to be loving and compassionate, then we can break the toxic cycles, the generational curses, which are intended to carry on through you. Because now you may be a mother or a father, and you may be playing out the same scenarios that your mother did. And you may be secretly hating yourself because it seems like you want to be a good parent, but outwardly you're doing the same thing that your mother did to you. And the reason why is because we are a product of our environment. And we have to unlearn what we've been taught. And you can change the narrative, because you no longer have to live the lie that your mother has tainted you, that your life is now going to be destroyed because you've been hurt from birth on into childhood, into your adolescent years, into your young adult years, into an adult. You can change the trajectory. And don't wait for your mother to change. And don't ask why your mother won't change when you can be the change. This life belongs to you, and you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be at peace. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve to smile and laugh. You deserve to have your own family that you can build up and you can look at and be pleased with. The shame that you've carried over the years from not having a good, loving relationship with your mother does not belong to you. Your mother has already made her decisions, and she has to live with those decisions that she made. You are not ashamed. You are beautiful. And your life is not here solely because your mother bore you into this world. You came from love. You came from heaven. And always remember that your origin comes from love. And our earthly mother, she may have not got the lesson, but I promise you, when you live the life that you are destined to live, your mother, she will learn from you. Because sometimes our mothers are not the teacher. Sometimes the child is the teacher. So you keep living and you keep learning and you keep growing. Because the beautiful thing about life is that we have our own life. We don't have to be tied to the umbilical cord of our mothers. It's time to cut the umbilical cord, and it's time to be you. Mother's Day sucks for some of us. But the good news is, thank God for Mother's Day. Because if it wasn't for Mother's Day, then you wouldn't be here. And we need you here. So keep living. Keep doing well for yourself. Keep loving yourself. And be a beautiful mother, a beautiful father. Be a beautiful person. We need you. Be beautiful. Happy Mother's Day.